Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Staples Heavy Duty file box. And I'm going to be comparing it to the Banker's Box Archive 7243 and also the Amazon Medium Duty box, which is unique because it's built like a heavy duty, even though it's a medium duty, in the sense that it's got reinforced walls. And no other company does that with their medium duty. So Amazon is iffy about selling the heavy duty, and they weren't available when I was creating this. So what are unique features? One of them is just this stuff on the front. All this labeling is for records retention, where you're legally required, 3, 5, 7 years to retain certain, medical records or whatever. And so you almost never have to access it, but you do need to keep it. And so you put a destroy date, you stack them up by their destroy date, and then when they're ready to be destroyed, then you go and throw them away or get them shredded or whatever. So another unique feature is these flaps here, which are also on the medium duty Banker's box, but not the light duty. So here's the medium duty for comparison. It also has that flap right there. So I've also got the Staples medium duty here, and it looks very similar. It doesn't have the flap. It's doesn't have the reinforcement on the insides, and it's a light gray as opposed to a dark gray. This also has the easy fold, so it's very easy to unfold. Here's the instructions, and you'll notice it looks like they're actually using the legal size box. That's why the dimensions look a little bit like the box looks a little bit wider than it should. And so, but everything is otherwise the same. You can store legal documents in here, you just put them this way, not this way. So these are really good for storing stuff, and I've got a spreadsheet on my website. There's a link to it in the description, and that will give you the dimensions. I actually used calipers and I used a tape measure to get the inside and outside dimensions of every single box you could be looking at. So whether Banker's Box, Staples, or Amazon Basics brand, I measured all of them. They don't always give you the internal and the outer dimensions. Their dimensions are not always accurate. And when you're stacking these on top of each other, you can get into issues like, and the biggest issue between the sizes is like medium versus light versus heavy, is they're not always the same height. And so if you have stacks of them side by side, they won't be level. And having them level can be good if you're moving stuff around, or like, especially if you use these boxes to store like electronics or other little tools or supplies, stationery, whatever. If you need to lift a few boxes, move them over, and then put them back after you access a box, having them at different levels can be annoying. So it's best to just choose one type and then use it for everything. And you'll notice actually the light duty boxes are taller than the heavy duty. So this is the Amazon light duty it's pretty obvious. You can see they're not the same height. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but the heavy duty ones are more squat and they have a thicker top. And there's some kind of mechanical rigidity that's added to the box by having that thicker lid. So, and the other thing is when you're storing objects inside a box instead of files, those files fill the box completely, and so they give it a bunch of additional strength and rigidity. And when you're just storing individual little objects inside there, it doesn't get all that extra strength, and so you're relying much more on the strength of the sides, and that's where you want to use a medium duty or a heavy duty box, especially as you get into heavier stuff. So if there's heavier stuff, like think of batteries, for example, very dense. So if you're keeping that kind of thing in a banker's box, then you're going to want to have thicker walls, those reinforced walls. So another thing I should mention is I have courses that have been taken by tens of thousands of students on organization. I have one of the most advanced, if not the most advanced, systems for keeping track of all your physical files and folders, but also just individual little objects that you have to keep track of, supplies, tools, stationery, whatever it is. And you can just sort stuff, you know, clothes that are out of season, just all kinds of different stuff. You can keep them in these boxes, you know exactly how much space it's going to use. You're not wasting much space because you can very efficiently use your storage area. So they're very good for that, but you need to have a system for it. And so I've developed that system, and you can check that out on my website as well. And the spreadsheet will be there as well, and I'm going to be keeping that updated over time because I use that information myself. And also just in terms of prices, the prices, and they come in different packages of like 10, 15, 20. All that information is in that spreadsheet. It's very, very detailed. So also there's playlists and there's other videos on my channel where I'm going to be reviewing all these other sizes and duties of boxes. And so if you're looking for that information, this is not my bread and butter of what I do, but I just noticed that there's nobody who's really compared all this stuff, and so I'm putting out this collection of videos just for other people that are looking to solve the same problem. And if you're looking to take it to the next level and build a whole organization system out of it, then I've got courses and systems that I sell that you may be interested in as well. So I'll leave it there. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to get more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.